windows and doors open and close, keeping out and letting in the dark and the light, the wrong and the right. I decide what enters in. Things that I choose determine if I lose all the light that's within my holy house. Shadowy voice speaks at my door with many dark things to say. What should I do? The spirit inside tells me I should turn away. A temple of light with windows clean and bright lights the soul that's within my holy house. Mine is a house of holiness, up to me to keep it clean. My own temple full of love and light, where the Spirit stays with me. I begin to see souls in me, knocking so gently, hearts to feed. Should I let them into my life? Is there room inside for love, for love? Seeking to help, seeking to care, making a welcome place. With each kind step, love fills the room, granting the Savior's grace. A temple of light, with windows clean and bright, lights the soul that's within my holy house. Mine is a house of holiness, up to me to keep it clean. My own temple full of love and light, where the Spirit stays with me. Mine is a house of holiness, up to me to keep it clean. My own temple full of love and light, where the Spirit stays with me. Where His Spirit stays with me.
Lehi, Utah. You are watching Mormon Talk with Carson O. Kimball and Brett O'Call.
Hello everyone and welcome to another wonderful episode of Mormon Talk. My name is Carson O'Kimball and this is... Brett's not here tonight. Darn it. Well, I'm sorry to tell everyone, but Brett was unfortunately unable to make the show tonight. He was having difficulties that, all of us come across at some point in life. But anyway... My name, once again, is Carson O'Kimball, and this is Mormon Talk. Mormon Talk is a wonderful show that has been going on for, it's been almost a year and a half now. And we take live calls every Monday night, answering questions about our faith. Brett and I, are members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, but sometimes we get questions that are not related to our faith, just about life in general. Brett and I have always tried to be here to answer those questions as well. Tonight is a very special show. Tonight, we'll be having the CEO and founder of Brigham Young live on the show. And that'll happen halfway through this first hour. So, wonderful. Please, everyone... During that, be respectful to our guest. We will not be taking live calls at that time just because of the potential that someone who has bad intentions might call to splash the show and say something zanky live on the air. And so instead, what we're going to do is I'm going to try and keep an eye on the chat. And if I see a question that is worth asking by the end of it, I'll go ahead and ask Suzanne that wonderful question. If not, I already have some questions that I've written myself and also some questions that I've gathered through Twitter, where I asked everyone, what would you like to ask? And they sent me private messages, and wonderful. Okay, well, before we begin, we have a couple minutes. We have about 10 minutes before things start picking up, and I really get the other aspect of the show going. But I'm gonna go ahead and take a few calls while we're here together for 10 minutes. So, all right. Well, hello, caller. You are our first caller of the night. Oh. Welcome to Mormon Talk. Do you have any questions for us?
Yeah. Hey, Carson. It's Brother Nick. Can you hear me all right?
What was that, caller?
This is Brother Nick. Can you hear me all right?
Yes, I can. One thing real quick. Please, this donor box right here, we are so appreciative of real donations. But please, if you choose to write a message, we cannot have anything filthy. I beg you, please. We are so just it's gotten old, and it's a fresh, clean slate tonight, and the families are watching, and I've made sure plenty of families watching tonight. I've warned them to mute their TV if they ever feel prompted to do so, or if something seems like it's going south. But please, let's make it so no one has to do that tonight. But hello, welcome to the show. What was your question, caller, real quick?
Oh, hey, Carson. Well, this is Brother Nick, and the first thing I wanted to say, I love those glasses. They're really nice.
Well, thank you very much. Mormon Talk, actually, I won't announce this yet, but these are Blue Blocks glasses. What they do is they block out 100% of blue and green light, and it'll improve your sleep and improve your energy levels throughout the day, blocking out unwanted blue light, which saps our brain of its needed vitamins and minerals, frankly.
Oh, cool. Can I share some scripture really quick?
Yeah, real quick.
Philippians 4, 4:6. It says,
Okay.
don't worry about anything. Instead, pray about everything. Tell God what you need and thank Him for all He has done. Then you will experience God's peace, which exceeds anything we can understand. His peace will guard your hearts and minds as you live in in Jesus Christ.
Oh, well, wonderful. Thank you so much. What an important and everyday message. That's one of those things that you can write down on the wall and live by it every day. Thank you so much for that, Brother Nick.
Good
and
night.
You have a wonderful evening. Take a few more calls while we're waiting. Hello, caller. You are on the air with C. Kimball. Welcome to the one and only Mormon Talk. Do you have a question for me really quick, caller?
Gosh, I guess I hadn't thought of it being really quick. I apologize.
Well, it must be very concise and quick because time is of the essence.
I understand. I saw I actually looked up the special guest tonight.
Wonderful.
Britton Young. It's kind of like a Lego sort of
Absolutely.
creator, but for Mormon temples. That's awesome.
Mhm.
Say that. Wish Brett well. I'm sorry that he's not. Sorry that he's not with you tonight. I hope he's doing well, and I guess we'll keep him in our prayers. Let's all put that. In
Yes,
the chat
I can
box.
assure you he is of good health. So thank you for that, caller.
Okay, excellent. And hey, love the shades. You kind of look like Bono a little bit there. It's kind of cool looking. So
I don't know what you said. Bana?
yeah, no, Bono U2. He wears
YouTube?
shades kind of similar to that.
Oh, well, wonderful.
U2, the band. Yeah, I just thought that. Hey,
Oh.
Shucks, real quick. I was going to ask you a question. I work for a marketing company for a radio station. I just want to say I'm impressed by your guys' marketing ads for all of your different things that you have.
Thank you.
Your shirts, your book Peg, the advertisement that you guys have for that. You do a wonderful job with that, and I hope that helps the
Well, thank you.
sell products. Yes.
We here at Mormon Talk try to put out the highest quality content that we can possibly do, and it's been a learning curve for myself and for Brett as well. But luckily, we have wonderful tech-savvy people like Happy Meg, WV, and also my brother Wilson Kimball as well.
Oh, wonderful! I mean, the lady who does the voiceover for the narration for Peck, her voice is wonderful. She really captures you when she does the commercial. And once again, I work for a marketing company. If I were to potentially maybe say email you, maybe give you my contact information, is it possible so you could maybe at least ask her if she'd be willing to do some marketing campaign work for the radio station I work for? Is that something potentially?
It's possible. It's possible. I can ask her for permission to give that reference. But yeah. Anyway, this is a business call, and right now, business-related calls are not the greatest. But
you're exactly. I'm sorry about it being business-related. Just
Yes.
she does a wonderful job, and you guys really promote your message using great marketing. That's awesome.
Okay, yeah.
And just her voice, I mean, just
it's
how well
yeah,
she does.
It's wonderful. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much for your call. Hello, caller. You are on the air with C. Kimball. Welcome to Mormon Talk. Do you have a question for me really quick? We have 4 minutes.
Sure. My question is, when you guys' video ends, who sings you guys' theme song? I like it, and I put it on my Bluetooth in my stereo, and I listen to it when I'm driving from home.
Wonderful. Yeah, so that is a fan of Mormon Talk. I'm actually not quite aware of their name, but the fans of Mormon Talk during a certain, I think it was around this time last year, maybe a little bit later, some fans created a song entitled Window to His Love, named after my book, and recorded it and put it on YouTube. And I thought it was so wonderful that me and the Mormon Talk team put together a remix of it. And so even though I don't know their name, their voice is very beautiful and wonderful. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So thank you for
All right. You're welcome.
that compliment, caller. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Perfect. What a concise and appropriate call. Thank you. Hello, caller. You are on the air with...
Oh, Carson, you okay?
Sorry, I choked on my spit. Hello, caller. You're on the air with C. Kimball. Welcome to Mormon Talk. Time is of the essence. We have 3 minutes. Go ahead and ask me a question, caller.
Hey, Carson, it's Brother Nick. I want to call again because I want to tell you a story.
Yeah, go ahead. You already called in, but you go ahead.
Very short. I was searching through the internet, and I saw a video with you and Brian Carson fucking each other in the ass.
Hello, caller. You're on the air with Carson O'Kimball. Welcome to Mormon Talk. Do you have a really quick fastball question for me? My mid is open, ready to catch.
Hi, this is Jaden Leibel. I have a...
Caller, I can't hear you very well. Is your phone perhaps behind you?
Oh, sorry, boss. Can you hear me?
Yeah, speak up and go ahead and ask your question really quick.
Yeah, I just wanted to say I love the channel, and hope you guys keep your head up and keep going on, because I know there's a lot of bad stuff, but I watch quite a bit. I'll try and call on your next live.
Oh, well, wonderful. Thank you for calling in.
But, yep, thank you.
All right, maybe one more call or so. Hello, caller. Welcome to the show. This is Carson O'Kimball.
Loves a giant cock down at Ram Ranch.
Hold.
Fuck, pussy, pussy.
No, stop.
Fuck, bitch.
Guys, no, don't do this to the show. I'm done being made a fool out of, okay? Just because Brett's not here, Brett can be a little bit more grounding, doesn't mean you guys can just try and make the show zanier in the wrong way, okay? So please, Brett is watching, okay? The Lord is watching, and families and children are watching too. So please keep it appropriate. Hello, caller. Really, really quick. Do you have a question for me?
Well, not so much as a question. I would like to do something I haven't done since I've been watching your show. Hello, Carson. I really wish Brett was here tonight, but this is Brother Flick. How are you tonight?
Hello, Brother Flick. I'm doing well, and we have 1 minute.
Okay, well, there's one thing I'd like to do, and it's something I don't think I've ever been able to do, and that was just say a prayer for the beginning of this night so we can have a really great show. So would you allow me to say a prayer real quick? I will make it real quick.
Yeah, just go ahead.
All right, well, if everyone in the chat and everyone who's
They're folding their arms and closing their eyes. Go ahead, caller.
Oh, okay. Dear Heavenly Father, tonight is a new night. It's a new day, and I really hope that everyone that calls in can...
No. Sorry, I'm trying to drown out the donation. Anyway, go ahead, caller.
Oh, okay. No problem. I didn't know what was going on, but anyways, I'll go ahead and
we have to turn off these donations. But thank you for your prayer, Brother Flick, and you have a wonderful night.
All right.
Okay, well, wonderful. Thank you for those who did call in. Sorry I'm in such a fast mood right now, just keeping things all going on, keeping the show going. We just have a very special guest on their way, and I would really like to set that up for everybody, and so don't go anywhere. I will be right back with our special guest.
The Book of Mormon is alive.
Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Suzanne is a bitch. Suzanne is a bitch. Suzanne is a bitch. Suzanne is a bitch.
Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Now I can hear you. Yes. Perfect.
Let me make sure.
I'm doing great. It's raining here in Shanghai. Oh, shoot. I'm just sitting here putting my thoughts on like Mr. Rogers. So is the video being shown in your I mean, like the podcast is audio, right? Are you kidding me? I just finished yoga and literally pulled my hair down from the front and put it like this now. You're a wicked man. You're right now. Something here? I had no idea. I've never heard of it. So you're going to post it on your website and then also on
Don't
the
go
actual
anywhere.
podcast.
We'll be right back.
Okay. Right. Got it.
Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Did you want me to kind of how things are with the churches with Corona, or how the churches like in general? 'Cause we're all just on. We're just still online. Yeah. Okay. Well, I did write down some notes of stuff that you can choose from. So I'm gonna go ahead and get ready. And I'm just gonna have the camera facing up so I can go super fast, and then I'll read my notes while I'm getting ready. Would that be helpful? Okay. So we've been in China for like our background.
Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. 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 Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
It's Calton, right?
Yeah, no R. So it's kind of a weird last name, but I still have my Christmas cards up because in order for them to come into the country, they had to sanitize them for 2 weeks. So for me, it'd be just right.
Hello, everyone. We are back. Thank you so much for your patience. Always trying to, make sure things go smoothly. And tonight they are so far. But everyone, please welcome our special guest, Suzanne Calton, all the way from Shanghai, China, right now. Thank you so much for coming on the show. By the way, Suzanne.
My pleasure. Thanks, Carson.
Okay, awesome. So we'll just get right down to it. So first of all, tell everyone who you are, what your family life is like, where you were born, and just the basic stuff.
Okay, so we're from Utah. I guess that's where my husband and I met. But we've been in China for 13 years now. Wow. So we have 2 boys. Our oldest is 16, going to be 17 soon, and then the other boy is 15. And then our girls are all 3 adopted here in China, 11, 11, and 9.
Wow, that's really cool. So what brought you all the way from the mountains in Utah all the way to China?
Oh, we came here on a 4-year contract. We thought we were only going to be here for 4 years.
Oh, really?
And then we just kept extending.
Oh.
So yeah.
Gotcha. Well, that's really cool. I mean, life in the States is completely, different in so many ways than China, especially right now during the pandemic. Things have changed so much here too, and we can only wonder what it's like for you as well. So can you tell us what it's like right now with the COVID-19 situation? Where you are?
Oh, sure. So we recently had a few cases that came on the other side of the river here in Shanghai. And we were a little bit scared, oh, should we stay inside? Should we get everything ready? And but then, of course, in China, as you know, they locked the whole city down. So literally the city blocks are taped, and there's 3 officers per straight of each of the 4 points of the city block. And we have a QR code system. So if you've been in contact, it's basically trace contacting. If you've been in contact with someone who has tested COVID positive, then your QR code changes color, and then you can't be out in public, or you can't go into public areas.
Oh, really? So how long are you restricted?
Yeah. And some would say that it would be at some degree a loss of freedom.
Yeah. Do you feel that way yourself?
there's a flip side to it, that some would also say that there's more freedom because then those who are not vulnerable or those who have not been exposed can go out. So
Right. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. That's a very good perspective. I think here in the United States, a lot of people, like you said, they're very worried about their freedoms being plucked from them, and they're never going to get them back if they relinquish them now. It's important to remember that there is a flip side, and the freedom to be alive for some people is very important. I actually myself have recently had it's been 2 people die in my family. I had 2 my father's siblings have died of COVID.
wow.
Yeah, and then also plenty of people who have had it. I know people who have been in the hospital for like over a month, just because it's hitting them in a certain way. So it's like you said, it's very, very important to remember that people should have the freedom to be able to live a healthy life as well. And so that's always kind of the give and take. So
Yeah, kind of just controversial. So generally speaking, I stay out of that topic, and just because it's just that there's 2 sides to every story. But I will say that in China, we feel pretty safe.
Yeah, well, that's awesome. That's really awesome. I know here, it's been up and down. It's been a roller coaster. It's really hard to make certain changes like that and to work together as a team sometimes. But I think that slowly but surely we're kind of getting better, and we're transitioning to a new age, if you will, here in the United States. But other than COVID, what are some
COVID?
Oh. Well, other than that, sorry. One sec, my
That's
audio.
like every conversation we have with people nowadays. It's like, other than COVID, how else are you doing?
Yeah,
What else is going
exactly. Sorry, my audio is a little bit weird right now, but I hope you can still hear me well. But anyway, so like I said, other than COVID, what are some pleasant differences about living in China versus your upbringing in Utah? Like, what are some I guess day-to-day things that you really enjoy that maybe are different than your upbringing in the United States?
Yeah. So my husband's from Utah. I'm from the West Coast. So where I'm from in the West Coast, it's very multicultural. And so that's something that I have truly appreciated. My next door neighbor is Chilean. My neighbor across the street is American. And then China on the other side. On my street as a whole, we probably have 16 different nationalities. And nobody talks about politics here, which is refreshing sometimes. And everybody's got their own issues in their own country. So we're more so talking about, where do you find cream cheese? Who's stockpile, right? And my son, when he has his friends come over and play, his 16-year-old friends come over, you've got every accent in the book. You've got a friend from Kenya, you've got a friend from Mexico, and you're looking for commonalities instead of dividing by differences. So that's the best part about living in China, I think. And people that have repatriated back to the States will always tell you it's the people that made the experience.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, and we're super excited about a temple that was recently announced here in Shanghai. And we know it's about 20 minutes from where we live, but it won't be accessible to foreigners like myself. It's built for the people, and the government will decide how long that's going to operate, how it's going to operate. And they have been so wonderful to our people as we've proven obedience in being sensitive to all the local laws, and we don't proselytize to local people. We're very very obedient to the laws, and that's why things like this can progress forward. And so my kids particularly were incredibly excited. I mean, you can imagine our whole branch just falling over with joy, because it came at the height of Corona, when a lot of us were displaced. We were actually in the States during the time. We were supposed to be there for a 2-week vacation that turned into an 8-month stay because all the travel bans and cancellations and flights. So when it was announced, we just felt like finally there was a break in the clouds, and the sun just came pouring in.
That's awesome.
So yeah, that was a beautiful thing, because up until then we were taking our kids to temples when we'd go to the States, and taking pictures in front of the temples, collecting the postcards, and we were being gaudy about it. We were taking the postcards, taping them all around the formal dining room. Well, of course, you can see the Christmas cards, something like that, like temples, and then people would come over, what are these? Those are sacred houses of worship that we put postcards in our dining room. And so our kids, when they these places, we would have to, I felt like it was like this mad rush of, this is what it does, and feel it and look at it, and let's go in the visitor center. And so when they came back from these trips, they would paint temples, and they would build them out of, the plastic bricks, and we would have discussions. And my husband would always say, gosh, I wish we had the spires. If we only had the spires, then they could build a whole temple. And so we, of course, where do you live? You live in Shanghai, you figure out how to get spires, but we would have to make the mold for it, and then we'd have to buy 1,000 of them. And so my husband thought, maybe I'll just buy 1,000, and then I'll buy the sets, I'll figure out how to make it, and then buy the sets, and then I'll just sell them off to friends and whoever wants the first run. And there was the birthplace of Brigham Young.
That's so cool how the process came so organically. I think a lot of people might see a product like that and be like, oh, that person, they're trying to just pander to a certain religious audience or something like that for money, but that's not at all the case for you guys. The idea came completely organically, and just your intentions are completely pure, and you wanted to bring the temple to your home in a very, very intimate and beautiful and fun way that it's just so rewarding to sit there and put together toy models and stuff like that. And gosh, that's so cool. So
for sure. And Carson, our second son is special needs, and so he's on the spectrum, and we know that people in general, 65% learn visually, and that learning is improved by 400% if there's a visual aid. The brain processes things like 60,000 times faster if there's a good positive, or good visual aid. And so for him, it really resonated, and a lot of nowadays with Corona, going back to Corona, everything's online, and all the learning somehow became flat, and it's less interactive. It's nice that at least with gospel-centered learning, it's interactive, and for them to feel what it's like to build a temple and to relate to pioneer ancestors the church has. It's a beautiful thing at a time when people are somewhat still locked in. Yeah.
Well, wonderful. That's completely beautiful that your heart is, in this whole idea of Brigham Young. And so for anyone in our audience that isn't familiar with Brigham Young, just give our audience a quick overview of what the product is. And there are a lot of people have seen the temple sets for Brigham Young, but there's more to it as well. So yeah, feel free to touch on that as well.
So we're very much keeping a pulse on what people want. I mean, it's so fun. I have to tell you that, few people can say what they do is a fun thing, and this has really been fun. So we keep a pulse on what people want. So we made a total of 15 temple kits, but we retired a big group of them because people didn't want the ones that we made. And so we have a poll and on the website where you can vote for the next temple that will be built. So it's literally by the people. And number one on the poll is Las Vegas. Number two is the Rome temple, which would be our first temple in Europe that we're manufacturing.
I was gonna say, if I could vote, my vote would be either for the Payson temple or the Rome temple. So that's really cool.
Right. Yeah. So we also have, that we have the smaller temples that our church has. And so we have a generic kit that has like 40 different stickers. So if you got married in a smaller temple, then you would buy that kit and just put the particular sticker to your temple. And then you would get your mini figurine of you and your bride and have that sit there in front of your temple set. And we have our mini figurines, they actually can do the splits, which kids think is super cool. Yeah. We have all different skin. We have different skin tones. We have different hair colors, and
you can combine them to make 45 different combinations.
Oh, that's really cool. Awesome. Yeah. And so, how many temples for the temple sets, how many temples do you guys have covered already? Do you have like just a quick shotgun, just name all the ones you currently have, just so our audience knows, and maybe
but in our historic, oh, sorry, go ahead, Carson.
Oh yeah, and then I was gonna say maybe our audience, they'll hear one, they'll be like, oh my gosh, I love that temple. I'm gonna check out this product. By the way, the link to Brigham Young's website is in the description of this podcast, so be sure to check that out. But yeah, go ahead. Which ones do you have covered, and maybe like which one do you secretly want to do next?
Oh, Rome for sure.
Rome. Okay, cool, awesome.
But people have to vote. It's not my choice.
Yeah.
So our historic ones are always going to be our best seller. We have the Salt Lake Temple, and the larger sets have between 1,000 and 1,500 pieces, take 4 to 6 hours to make. So great for conference time. Have the conference playing in the background, and put a temple set out on the table, and you got your whole family in one room. Okay, so there's a Salt Lake. It also comes in a smaller size, and the smaller size is like usually for ages 8 and up. It'll take about an hour and a half to make. When we have like the Logan Temple, Manti Temple, Prova Temple, Mesa Temple, which I believe was just renovated, Karsten Temple, St. George Temple, San Diego Temple. I mean, they're all on the website.
Yeah. And then there's also like the that one temple that like kind of, how many different, like it's like that one that like the smaller temple, and there's so many different temples that are identical to it. I don't know if that has like a name, but that one's there too. So
there is Mini Temple, right? And then it just has all the stickers.
Yeah.
So we also have something that's really cool. My personal favorite product, and if we were really, really good at marketing, then we could do something great with it. But something that people don't know, a lot of people don't know, we have a Book of Mormon figurine set. And it has all of the supplies to make 34 different scenes in the Book of Mormon, 34 most popular scenes. And for example, like scene 9, it's like when the Nephi, the sons of Sariah and Lehi return with the plates. And it kind of just says that Sariah was very worried, and Lehi was grateful to learn about his ancestry. Just says 4 simple sentences. It has the script reference. It has a scene of how to build it, and then how to build the individual characters are also included. But you can imagine how fun that would be and how empowering that would be if you told your 7-year-old to go meet up with the 9-year-old and say, can you pick out a scene and teach us something from the Book of Mormon tonight?
Yeah, that would definitely...
If they're toys anyway, right? Might as well play with something that's meaningful.
That would be extremely exciting. I come from, a family of, lots of younger brothers and stuff, and all of them love playing with, building bricks and stuff like that. So that's really cool. I had some questions I was going to ask you, and you've answered a lot of them, but I'm just going to, even if it's redundant. So if you could just sum it up, what makes these products, I mean, you've already really dove into this, but what makes these products so great? And I saw this really cool tagline. It said, the family that bricks together sticks together, or something like that. I thought that was really zany. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
and really, like we also say, faith, family, and fun in one.
Yeah.
Right. So you're building faith, and just like the Book of Mormon set, each temple set has education built in. There's a whole page of FAQs on how that particular temple was built, the story behind it. And so while the kids are building, they can say, did you know that the Salt Lake Temple originally and then have them guess the answer. So that's really fun, and it makes it more educational as well. I love the idea of a family being together and building something together. Yeah. How many activities? I mean, I remember building a fence in my backyard with my dad growing up, and seeing it every time I went outside was meaningful. As I grew up. And a lot of these families, when they finish building their Salt Lake Temple or whatever, they'll put it on the mantle.
Yeah.
And so it's a memory of a family activity. It's a memory of something spiritual, a reminder of eternal families. There's so many layers of meaning behind a simple toy, what could be seen other than a simple toy. And if I could share in closing, I know our time is limited, but on our website, we have a section called Brickham Builders. And within that website, you'll see, or within that page, you'll see like the individual stories that people share when they write to us. So you hear the stories of for example, if you go inside the page, there's another tab inside there, a link inside there to go to our Master Builders page, and that's where people have built all 15. And so these people usually have a genuine story to go with why they built 15. Like I was saying, it was the brother with the special needs brother that came together and built and bonded through building. But there was also a story about a man whose wife passed away. And so in order for him to process his grief, he kind of dedicated his building experience to his wife. And that was really meaningful.
Well, that's really awesome. And it's so nice to be able to flesh all this out and just to hear, just the beauty behind such a fun and simple idea like that. Thank you so much for sharing all this stuff, Suzanne. And just before we go, I promised my audience that they could send us a bunch of questions, and we received like 3 questions. So I'm just gonna quickly ask those. This one I think you might have maybe already hinted at answering, but the first one was, what temple do you feel like you're going to create next? And you said that you want to do the Rome temple, but do you have any, like a secret, like that there's another one that's next in production, or is it just kind of still up in the air?
The poll is live. Like when we're ready to build another temple, we directly will build according to the poll results.
Awesome. So
if you want that Rome temple built, then you get everybody to vote.
Well, cool. Awesome. Everyone, please go to the website. The link is in the description, and take the poll. Okay, this one is kind of a zany question, but there's another company that makes similar, toy products, and they're pledging to make all their products out of marijuana by 2030. Does Brigham Young plan to do the same? Sorry.
No.
Okay.
No, not that I know. Not in the near future.
Okay. Well,
no, we don't know anything about marijuana-based products, and all of our products have to fit an international standard. And being we also have to fit the range of 8 years and above. So we have to be very careful.
Okay.
We do
Perfect.
a lot of.
Okay.
So I'm glad that was brought up.
Yeah, very important question. Okay, and then the third one is another just zany question, and it's, will you create minifigures that resemble Carson and Brett? Brett, the other co-host, he's not here today. He had a mishap, but that's, like she said, you can make tons of different combinations out of the minifigures that you can purchase. So maybe you can make your own Carson and Brett if you purchase enough minifigures.
You have a Carson and Brett. That's 2021 goal.
Okay.
I'm glad
That's awesome. Well, anyway, thank you so much for coming on the show. One more thing, Suzanne was kind enough to give me a discount code for all of you guys. Please, when you do go check out the website and if you choose to buy one of the awesome products, please use discount code Mormon Talk. That's all caps, no spaces, Mormon Talk, and you'll get 20% off of your purchase.
It's the temple sets. It's not for the minifigures.
Got it.
Of course.
The temple sets. Pick your favorite temple, and I think it's totally worth it. So anyway, thank you so much for coming on, Suzanne Calton. It's been an absolute pleasure. And I hope you stay healthy and safe. Thank you so much for coming on Mormon Talk.
Thanks, Carson.
Okay, awesome. All right, everyone, don't go anywhere. I will be right back.
Don't go anywhere.
All right.
We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. 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 We'll be right back.
Hello, everyone. I'm back. Okay. Well, actually, that's fine. Hello, everyone. I'm back. Thank you for your patience. And I hope you all enjoyed Mormon Talk's interview with Suzanne Calton. What a wonderful lady and what a wonderful product. Please, once again, the discount code is Mormon Talk, all caps, no spaces. Please go down to the link below to Brigham Young's website and look through all the temple sets they have. There's some really cool ones. Personally, myself, I really can't wait for them to make that Rome temple, and I just have a really good feeling that it's definitely coming. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and open back up the phone lines. You guys can ask me questions. Like I said, I'm a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and I take questions, usually with Brett. I'm really sad he's not here, about my faith, and you guys mostly know the drill. Please make sure everything is family appropriate. We've had some slip-ups tonight through the callers. Please no more, and please, Megan and Kyle Masta, make sure the chat stays nice and squeaky clean. But hello, caller. You are on the air with Carson O'Kimball. Welcome to Mormon Talk. Do you have a question for me? Hello, caller. Can you hear me?
Hello. Yeah, sorry, I can hear you.
Okay, well, wonderful. Welcome to the show. What's your question?
Hi there. Yeah, I'm just here with my companion, actually. We got special permission to call you from our mission president.
Wow. Well, where are you guys serving right now, Elder?
Hello. We're from the St. Louis, Missouri mission.
Oh, really? Well, wonderful. Welcome to the show. Do you elders have a question for me?
Yes. We're so excited to be on, and we just had two questions for you.
Okay.
One is serious, and then one is a little zany.
Okay. If it's zany, if it's a silly question, maybe don't ask it.
No,
but if it's inappropriate, absolutely don't ask it. So.
No, it is not. We would not get special permission from our mission president and then ask an inappropriate question. Don't even worry about that.
Yeah. Okay. Well, wonderful. Go ahead, elders.
Okay. So the serious one was, we just were kind of wondering if you could say like a quick testimony for us, something like that, just something for our investigators.
Sure. Awesome. Well, do you have investigators with you right now at this hour?
We're just recording this because we couldn't have them here.
Oh, okay. Okay, well, wonderful. Yeah. Okay. Hi, investigators. My name's Carson O'Kimball. I run a podcast where I talk to people all around the world. It's called Mormon Talk, and we do what these good elders that are showing you this do every day, and we take questions about the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. But why do we do that? Well, the Lord speaks to his children still to this very day, and he cares about us just as intimately as he ever has. You know, a lot of the time we look back in the scriptures and we think about the Lord being intimately involved in people's lives, and we look back and think that that's crazy, but those days are over. They're not. And today, God speaks to us through prophets that live on the earth today. And that I know that President Russell M. Nelson is that prophet. And apostles as well, just like Jesus Christ appointed his apostles. they speak to us and speak the words of God to this very day upon the earth. And we have the Book of Mormon, which is another testament of Jesus Christ, that also testifies of his divinity and his mission on the earth. And I know that through Jesus Christ and through the Word of God and through the restored church, we can come close to our Heavenly Father through our Savior Jesus Christ, and we can be transformed into our best selves. You know, when we come to this earth, we're splashed constantly with filth from the media and from people on the internet, and just, you know, we mess
People
up.
calling in.
Yes, and we mess up. But through the atonement of Jesus Christ, we can start over. And the person that we became, that maybe not be so great, we can change and become new. And I testify that that is all completely 100% possible through the atonement of Jesus Christ. And if you'll read the Book of Mormon and pray about it and prayerfully, read it, the Lord will speak to you through it. And he is there and loves you and knows the number of hairs on your head. So wonderful. I bear that testimony in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
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 Amen. This is Elder Herman. Thank you so much. That was very good. I think our investigators will love that.
Brother Carson, that was truly beautiful. I felt God through your words.
Well, wonderful. I'm very glad to hear that.
Wonderful.
So thank you guys for calling in.
Oh, wait. Could we do the zany question still?
Okay, as long as it's family appropriate, go ahead.
Oh, of course.
Totally. I'm Elder Herman, by the way.
Okay, well, welcome to the show, Elder Herman.
I was just calling because we had this zany time the other day. I had spilled during lunch. I was eating some salsa and I spilled it on my white shirt, and that shows because it's red salsa on a white shirt. And so we just had a bunch of time off. Usually we like to spend as much time as possible proselyting, but we had to be in for this one moment. And so we just kind of, we had heard the stories of you and Brett just kind of like rough and tumble playing and stuff. You talked about that. And so we were kind of wrestling and we broke a lamp. Like we rolled over and knocked the lamp off the table.
Oh no.
And so we just kind of thought maybe there's some limits to how rough and tumble we should get while on our mission.
Mm-hmm.
And we were wondering what you thought the limits are.
Yeah, what are the limits of rough and tumble play, particularly on a mission?
Well, I think that, there are general guidelines of just, on P Day, there's a time for being rough and tumble, and there's a time for not. But on P Day, I think that, getting rough and tumble and playing basketball is totally appropriate. I think that Brett and I think maybe the rules were a little bit different back then. Or maybe they weren't so clear to us, but I will say that our mission president did ask us to no longer, wrestle with each other and stuff like that. That was a mishap. And so I think that maybe getting rough and tumble in wrestling might not be okay on a mission, just because it could be dangerous. You could break a lamp, or you could, break a femur or something like that.
Or tibia even.
Pardon? Oh, yeah, you could. So I think that getting, there are many ways to be rough and tumble and to play without wrestling. I think that basketball, like I said, is a great one. You can go to the cultural hall and virtually any church and do that. You guys could play pickleball. You guys could play you guys could play hacky sack toss. You could toss the sack around to each other, and
Toss the sack.
yeah, like, do you know what those are? I mean, they're kind of more popular back in the day, but they're like a little sack of beans.
Oh no, we have that.
Kick around. Okay,
yeah,
cool.
we have them.
Yeah.
On us right now, actually. We could play with them anytime we want.
Well, cool. Well, wonderful. I think that just as long as you are feeling you able to. Okay, here's a good guideline. As long as you're still able to feel the Spirit, and and it doesn't get chased away, I think that will tell you the limits of rough and tumble play. So
That is good.
Oh, that's a great
the other
guideline.
day I was with Elder Dashner. I was hitting from the back and I started to feel something. And I was like, Elder Dashner, I just feel like we should call Brett and Carson. Speaking of, where's Brett?
Oh, Brett, he just had a something came up, and life happens, and it can be a little unpredictable. But as long as you roll with the punches and make the best of what you've got, I think that's all that really matters. So.
Yeah, we actually had an incident with lice recently. We went through a lot of mayonnaise and ended up having to shave our heads. So we're actually here hairless, but.
Oh, you had to shave your heads?
We're doing good now.
Well, that's pretty rare.
Yeah, the lights.
Well, I hope it grows back soon. Anyway, thank you for your call. We've got to move on. Hello, caller. You're on the air with C. Kimball. Welcome to Mormon Talk. I was just about to wait for Brett to say, and Brett O'Call, welcome to Mormon Talk. But it's just me, Carson, tonight. But do you have a question for me, caller?
Yes, I kind of had a zonky question. I was just wondering, does Brock shave his fat hairy ass all the time? Or
Pardon me?
fat hairy ass?
Hello, caller. You're on the air with Carson O'Kimball. Welcome to Mormon Talk. Please, only family-appropriate questions. There are families that are watching. Do you have a question for me, caller?
Hello, this is Patricia.
Welcome,
Is it
Patricia,
Mo-Talk?
to the show.
Thank you. I want a couple things to say, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, go ahead. Do you have a question for me?
Yeah, I want to tell a story to bring the hopes of everyone up, including you.
Yeah, I can't hear you
guys-
super well, but yeah, just bring your mouth closer to your mic and go ahead and let it
This
go.
is
Let it
better,
rip.
G. This is better, G.
Yeah, you're good.
Hello?
Go ahead and tell your story, caller.
All right, thank you. You know what I'm saying? All right, so one time I was walking around the block, and I see this guy getting bullied. So I help him out. Now we're best friends, and his name is Dave. And he's a really nice guy. And he was getting bullied, so I helped him out. I talked him out. So the lesson of the story is, you know what I'm saying, to always help a friend in need, even though you're not your friend, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All right. So after I helped him, not get bullied anymore, we became best friends. And it's been like 20 years since, all right? Because I'm 38. I met when I was 18, you know what I'm saying? And the funny thing about that story, it happened in Utah.
Oh, well, wonderful.
He said he knew a guy named Brett.
Okay, there's lots of Bretts here.
Yeah, but he said he had a YouTube channel, and I was wondering if this is you.
I have no idea. That would be a question for Brett, and this is the worst time to ask Brett a question because he's not actually here.
All right, I'm about to go, but before I go, when I asked him, he said that you and Brett have gay sex. Is this true?
Hello, caller. You're on the air with Carson O'Kimball. Please, family-appropriate calls and questions only. But do you have a question for me, caller?
Yeah, Jerry the burrito guy.
Wow, I remember this caller. You called in a lot last year. A very zany caller, but go ahead and do you have a question for me, Jerry?
Yeah, well, I was just thinking and bunking and banking some ideas around in my head, and was thinking about coming back with the burrito 2.0 and just coming up with zany recipes for all your viewers to maybe take care of, or to make, I should say. Yeah.
Okay. We'll go ahead. Yeah. I guess so.
Sure, yeah. Well, first off, I just got to say Brigham Young, and that's pretty innovative. I really like that kind of dillying and dallying around, so to speak. But anyway, my latest burrito creation is called the Bunker Beaner. And basically what you do is you just get a big can of refried beans, and you get a big vat of nacho sauce, You get a little bit of spicy, dicey hot sauce, and then lastly you just get some ground beef and yabba dabba doo. You know what to do. You just scarf that burrito, shove it down one whole, eat the whole thing, and don't even bite, just swallow.
Oh well, that sounds very high calorie. Personally, I think that I don't eat gluten very easily, and so that might be one I might dodge. But maybe there's someone in the audience that's craving some what did you call it? Bonker beaner, something like that.
Yeah, the bunker beaner. It's a pretty good one. Anyway, but before I know sometimes I say little. I know I say zanky things, but I was just calling. I also always usually have spiritually insightful questions, and I was just wondering if you think that Elon Musk is a godsend, or that he is meant to be doing what he's doing at this time in this day and age to help people get tilly and tally through their hard times.
Well, I think that everyone who's sent on the earth has potential to do good, and I think that the Lord places certain people in certain positions in order to have the chance to be effective in doing those good things. And so if Elon Musk is using his talents for good to advance the good of mankind, then absolutely I think that the Lord has a hand in Elon Musk's work. Absolutely.
Oh, that's what I thought. I just wanted to hear you affirm that.
We have to remember all good things come from God, and that doesn't mean just some weird, abstract concept. Really, truly, all good originates from God. All of it, everything, every good intention we have, every good thing that we get to enjoy on this planet. And so, if Elon Musk has talents and uses them for good, the praise goes to the Lord. And of course, we can thank Elon Musk for, being so good at what he does. But yeah, all praise goes to the Lord. I actually had a dream about Elon Musk that that the Earth was going through a rough patch, and he created commercial space travel to go to Mars. And I remember that in my dream, I was floating around the planet, and I looked at Mars, and streaming software just disconnected. Sorry, my streaming software just disconnected. But
oh no!
I was saying that Elon Musk's face appeared like on Mars, and then I just heard like the words, "Thank you, Musk," and then I woke up from the dream, and so I think that Elon Musk is doing some good work. So thank you for that question. It's always a fun call to have Jerry call in. Please call in more.
Yeah, well, see you later. I'm going to go make some bunker beaners, and
okay, well, wonderful.
Health in the navel, marrow in the bones, strength in the bones and in the sinew.
Hello? Hello? Come on.
Hello.
Please answer.
Hello.
Oh, thank you.
Hello, caller. You're on the air with C. Kimball. Welcome to Mormon Talk. But before I let you zip on out of the gate, please just remember, keep everything family appropriate.
Penis.
Penis. La 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 la.
That's not help you out.
Please keep everything family appropriate. I'm so sorry to all the families that are watching.
I'm sorry too. Anyways,
can you speak up, caller? I kind of can't hear you very well.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Well, before we start this, is this good?
Yeah, you're good, caller.
All right. Before we start this call, I just want to say that you look pretty cute in those glasses earlier.
Pardon me?
I said that I thought you looked pretty cute in those glasses earlier.
Oh, well, wonderful. I should be wearing them. My wife wants me to wear these so that I stay nice and energetic, because she says that I during certain throughout the
Yeah,
day
you look
and night.
really
I
cute,
lose
though.
energy sometimes, and it can interrupt things in my life, and so she wants me to wear these so that I can not sap out my brain's vitamins and minerals in the evening. So it kind of isn't very characteristic of me. It kind of makes me look like I go to BYU, like I'm a hipster or something. But anyway, go ahead and ask your question, caller.
Yeah, I just want to say that you look really cute with those glasses. And anyways, I know it's like, where do you get those glasses?
These are Blue Blocks glasses. That's BLUBLOX. You can find them on Amazon or Blue Blocks' website.
It's probably not glasses. It's probably just you. It's just probably really cute.
Well, anyway, thank you.
Brother Nick has lice.
Oh,
do not engage. He is a bio.
I'm just really starstruck right now. I don't know what to say because you're like my biggest idol,
Oh well, wonderful. Well, thank you for calling in to the show, and I hope I was able to answer.
One more thing. I touched myself inappropriately to you.
Pardon me, caller?
I touched myself inappropriately to you.
Can you guys seriously stop trying to pull a fast one on me constantly? I know Brett's not here, like I said, but that doesn't mean that you can just treat this like every phone call is just a bucket to splash me with. Hello, caller. You're on the air with Carson O'Kimball. Welcome to Mormon Talk.
Penis.
Listen, guys, we have 13 minutes left, and everything's starting to go downhill. Okay, we had a wonderful show tonight. We had a wonderful guest on. Maybe a change needs to be made. Maybe we need to have just guests on to interview.
Hear the words of my mouth, oh God.
Stop.
Hear the words of
okay,
my mouth,
how do I
oh
turn
God.
How do I turn the donations off? Okay, please, if you're gonna donate, do not write inappropriate things, and do not write things that are sacred. Do not write things that are meant to offend people who are members of the church. Stop. It's not funny, and it doesn't make anyone laugh. Okay? Please. All right. Against my better judgment, I'm going to keep answering calls. Hello, caller. You are on the air with Carson O'Kimball. Welcome to Mormon Talk. Do you have a family appropriate, and I cannot stress this enough, question for me, caller?
Yeah. This is Brother Nick. This is a new phone, so.
Okay, go ahead, caller.
I saw you giving Brett a blowjob the other day.
No, I did. Okay. Can I talk to you later? Okay. All right. Before I take any more calls.
Fuck.
Okay, hello, caller. You're on the air with Carson O'Kimball. We have 10 minutes left. Please, only family...
Penis.
I'm not going to answer a call where someone's already laughing at the beginning of the call. Hello, caller. You're on the air with Carson O'Kimball.
Hey, Carson, that's 49ers Freak.
Okay. Welcome to the show. Thank you for calling in. Do you have a question for me?
Yeah, actually, I just wanted to make a quick statement real quick. So I know you're getting a lot of people
Suzanne is a
calling
bitch.
in,
Suzanne is a
flashing
bitch.
the
Suzanne is a
show,
bitch. Suzanne
and
is
it
a bitch.
actually made me think of Nephi and his brothers. And so I just wanted to point out that in my book, you and Brett, even though Brett's not there right now,
of me, but
are
keep going,
Nephi.
you got this
And everyone
from Nick.
calling in to splash your show essentially are Laban and Lemuel. And I think that if you guys just keep doing the work you're doing, then eventually the way that they ended up in the first book of Nephi is how these people will end up because they're splashing your show. So basically, I just wanted to say that you are Nephi, and they are the Labans and Lemuel, the first book of Nephi, and I just want to let you know to keep going.
That is exactly the most perfect call that could have come through. Folks, this is what makes someone a Mormon Talk fan of the year. And you guys are all being graced with that because this is a Mormon Talk fan of the year, which is a prestigious title only one person gets per year. And there you have it, guys. That's an example that you guys should follow. And I'm not saying everyone needs to call and praise Brett and I, but what I'm saying is, someone had a good intention. They had something good and uplifting and positive to say, and they called in and they said it. And they made the show better for it. So please follow a 49ers Freaks example and call in with family-appropriate calls. And thank you so much for that. I feel a lot like Samuel the Lamanite. I'm standing on a wall here, and people are trying to splash me, and they're bucket after bucket trying to splash me. And the only difference between me and Samuel the Lamanite is I feel like I'm getting splashed instead of the arrows are, they're being deflected off of me. But anyway,
I'm glad.
Well, thank you very much for your call. Very uplifting, and I hope you have a wonderful night, a 49ers Freak.
You too, Carson. Thanks, man. Have a good one.
Take care. Okay, well, we're on a good roll then. I'm going to take a break from the calls for a sec and just basically say thank you to everyone who has called in with family-appropriate calls. That means a lot to me, and it means a lot to the families that are watching, and to all people, family or not, that are watching. You're all part of our Mormon Talk family. So, hello, caller. You are on air with Carson O'Kimball. Welcome to Mormon Talk. Do you have a question for me, caller? Hello, caller. You are live on the air. Do you have a question for me?
Yeah, what are your thoughts on BLM?
What are my thoughts of BLM?
Black Lives Matter.
Oh, well, here are my thoughts. Black lives, of course, matter. That's my thoughts. Simple as that.
That's crazy.
That's not crazy. All black lives are lives that matter just as much as anybody else's lives. And if they're treated less than that, then that is pure evil. And it needs to be called out until the cows come home, period. Hello, caller. You're on the air with C. Kimball. Welcome to Mormon Talk. Do you have a question for me that is completely
Hey, Carson.
appropriate?
It's Trevor Leahy.
Welcome to the show. Do you have a question for me, Trevor?
I was just calling to say that I bought your book, and it just came in the mail today.
Oh, well, wonderful. I'm so glad, and I hope that you get something wonderful out of the book. It not only contains life lessons and wisdom from myself, but also I write about my best friend, Brett O'Call, in the book. And so
I'm really looking forward to reading it.
Window to His Love.
I was wondering if What was that? Sorry about that.
Oh, I was showing everyone on the screen a copy of my book, Window to His Love.
Okay.
A very important book to me and to, frankly, I'll give some metrics here, thousands
Many
of people
in
around
this
the world.
I believe.
So,
especially to me, I'd say.
Well, wonderful. I'm glad that you feel that way, Brother Nick.
This brother Trevor.
Brother Trevor. Sorry, I mix it up.
Oh, you're fine. I was wondering if I was able to send my book in to get like a signed copy of it.
It's possible. It might be a very long process. We are still setting up our PO box here in Lehigh, because we don't want people to have our address. People have already harassed
I understand.
my co-host at his own home before, and so it might be a long process, but maybe that can be arranged. So far, there are only 3 signed copies of Window to His Love floating around the world right now. So,
Oh my, that would be just grand if I had my own signed copy. I'd have to frame it almost. I wouldn't want to read it anymore.
oh well, I hope that that would never be the case, because the book is meant to be
I
read.
just buy a second copy just to read it.
Well, every word is meant to be licked up and lapped up for all of its goodness, and I hope that you find that in Window to His Love. Have you begun the introduction of the book, or chapter 1, perhaps?
Oh, I read the first couple pages today, but then I had to cook up some dinner there, so then it kind of got lost on me there.
Okay, great. Well, I hope that you enjoy it, and maybe call in and you can tell our audience about it. If you don't own a copy of my book, to anyone in the audience, please, there's a link below in the description of this podcast video. You can go ahead and go to the website, and that's the Lulu.com is where I'd buy it if I were you. That's where you can get the best price. Or if you have Prime shipping and you want to get it zippy fast, go on over to Amazon and type in Window to His Love, and you should be able to find the book, or Barnes & Noble, whatever you prefer.
I saw on Twitter that people were talking about possibly making an audiobook. Would you and Brett be able to do that for us?
So that is a plan that has been discussed, and actually some provisions have been made in order to accomplish that, but I can't give you any time frame where that will be accomplished. But just know that someday in the future, probably this year, there will be an audiobook for Window to His Love available on audible.com.
That would be splendid. I wanted to tell you one more thing before I had to let you go.
Okay.
I guess technically 2 things, since I had a quick question about Talent Talk. Would there be something replacing that for next week?
That is to be discussed, or to be revealed, if you will. But Talent Talk, I'm sorry to announce to everyone, it was just too filthy last time, and the submissions were not serious at all, and so we've had to just put a hold on that, age-old tradition of doing Talent Talk, because people were abusing the medium. And it got to the point where some weeks, I'll be honest, we've received some rogue Talent Talk submissions recently.
I understand.
Since the last show, and
it just ruins it for everyone else, sadly.
Instead of being surprised by them, I said, you know what, I'm just going to watch these. 100% of them contained filth. So it's probably a good thing that we've discontinued the tradition.
Would if me, Brother Nick, and Randy made some songs, Randy Williams, would we still be able to send them in to be viewed on the show?
Yes, that is possible. It would have to be reviewed by myself and by Brett, or by our team. And that
would definitely not be a problem.
If people put together something and put forth a lot of effort, we still want to be able to share moments like that on the show. So feel free.
And I just want to tell you, I was actually building a chicken coop on the farm here.
Oh, well,
for
wonderful.
our chickens. I just thought that was kind of cool, since you guys are building a chicken coop as well.
Yes, and we have actually completed.
How's that going?
We completed the project.
Well, wonderful.
Yeah, but the animals that were placed in there were done so at a bad time, and all of them they've passed away.
That's sad. I guess it's nature in a sense. The Lord had better plans for the chickens.
Sorry, my wife needs my the keys to the car, to my car.
No worries, no worries.
Oh, well, yeah, well, wonderful. Yeah, it was a very sad scenario, but it happens. Thank you for your questions, and you have a wonderful night. Hello, caller. You're the last caller of the night. Welcome to Mormon Talk. Do you have a question for me to wrap it all up? Hello, caller. You're on the air with C. Kimball. We're wrapping up the show, but do you have a question for me, caller?
Hey, this is the real brother Nick. I wanted to ask people to please stop.
I'm
calling
sorry
in
you've called in too many times
calling
tonight.
in pretending to be me. People are calling in and pretending to be me. I only called in once at the beginning of the show and shared scripture. I just thought I'd call in again because people are saying they're me and saying filth.
Okay,
so
well, thank you for clearing that up, and I'm sorry that happened to you.
that's all right. But just wanted to give you some encouragement, Carson. You're doing great tonight, and I'm sorry about these trolls.
Okay.
So good night.
You're welcome. Hello, caller. You're on the air with C. Kimball. Welcome to Mormon Talk. You're the last caller of the night. Welcome to the show.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that call didn't go through, and so I guess that was the last call of the night. So, thank you, everyone who... Oh, hello?
Carson? It's Wilson.
You're not Wilson.
Yeah, Mom kicked me out. Can I spend the night?
No, this isn't Wilson. That's not what my brother's voice sounds like. My brother's voice
Carson,
is higher
don't
than
be
this.
mean to me.
Wilson, this is not you. Okay, if this is Wilson,
This is Wilson.
Okay,
Yeah.
if this is Wilson, what did Scarlett and I make for the family when we came over on Sunday?
You guys made a meatloaf.
Wrong. Okay, well, we did not do that. We made not a meatloaf. And so, anyway, thank you everyone for calling in to Mormon Talk. This has been a... there were parts of the show that were absolutely wonderful. And thank you again to our special guest, Suzanne Calton, for joining us for our first Mormon Talk special guest edition that we hope to be doing at the last Monday of every month from now on. So thank you everyone for calling in. We're sorry once again that Brett was not able to make it tonight. We hope that we'll be able to see him in the near future. But I can assure you he is in good health and we'll be back on the show. But thank you, everyone. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe to Mormon Talk. It really does help us out to see those numbers going up. It really adds some spring in our step and some zip in our walk. And please go down to the links below this video and send a donation if you'd like. Only if it contains family-appropriate messages, nothing to splash the show. Please check out Brigham Young's website and use discount code Mormon Talk to get a 20% discount for... Oh, whoops, that's a little too large. A 20% discount for any Brigham Young Temple playset. And also, please take a look at my book and feel free to purchase Window to His Love, The Life Lessons and Wisdom of Carson O'Kimball on Lulu or on Amazon or whatever you choose. But anyway, everyone, thank you so much for your calls. If you were a serious caller, if you were not, please don't come back again next week. Or if you do, don't do that again, please. And anyway, thank you everyone so much. This has been another episode of Mormon Talk. Till we meet again.
There's a place I've come to know where the righteous always flow. It's a beacon for me.